Yo, you're listening to All Elite Podcast. Boom.
And it is the worst podcast ever. We lied! Ow!
Breaking Terry, Scorpio Sky, Ultimate Daniels, Collective SoCal, Uncensored Or, I see you! I see you!
This is Isaiah Cassidy, I'm Mark Quinn, and we're Private Podcast.
This is the All Elite Podcast,
And you're listening to the All Elite Podcast.
which happens to be the worst podcast I've ever been on. I see you!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the All Elite Podcast right here on the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all wrestling podcast content and more. I'm your host of the All Elite Podcast, your self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters. And I'm always joined on this podcast by the one and only, the Heartbreak Chick. She breaks those hearts. She's the queen of the indies. She's at every single indie show in the tri-state area. The EVP of Giggles herself, Tiffany.
I'm not at every...
Did I over-exaggerate on that intro a little bit?
It's
just
impossible.
Just a little bit.
Every show. Like, seriously. Do you know how many shows are in the tri-state? It's insane.
Yeah, well, at least you can just, get one of those, standee cutouts of yourself and just send them to the shows. So that way, at least you're there in some capacity.
Seriously.
So, they can put you right in the front row and...
I know, I'm always in the front row causing havoc, but look, we have another special guest today.
See, that is a Doge. That is a Schnauzer.
Schnauzy.
That is McDuff, Tiffany's dog. I prefer the other dog, though. And that is our official podcast mascot, and that is Fat Pharaoh.
You know, you bite him the next time he comes over here, okay?
Actually, you know what? I prefer another dog, and this is off topic here, right off the bat here on the podcast. But for all you dog show people out there who watch the Westminster every single year that's live from New York at Madison Square Garden. I was pissed this year, okay? I watched that crap. I only watched day 2 because I don't like the toy dogs, not my thing. I like the bigger dogs and the big dog show, the sport dogs, all that stuff. Yo, I'm just telling you right now, the golden retriever got robbed. Justice for Daniel, the golden retriever, because that poodle that won, I'm like, are you serious? You want to know how legit it is, Tiff? They booed the poodle. Okay,
Really?
They booed. Listen back. There's a considerable amount of boos.
Oh man, that's terrible.
The golden retriever should have won. It was a crowd favorite. I don't know what the judge was looking at. His fur was so silk. It was so well behaved.
Well, McDuff could be in it. He looks nice and snappy, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
Valentine's right there. Oh, or it could be Fat Pharaoh.
But it would have been the first ever golden retriever to win the Westminster. Or Fat Pharaoh. Yeah, maybe Fat Pharaoh can win.
What do you guys think?
I think we should get Fat Pharaoh. Fat Pharaoh for Westminster 2021.
Yes, let's do it.
I think we need a little bit of that.
A little bit of bubbly.
A little bit of bubbly. But anyways, guys, welcome to the All Elite Podcast. That's where myself and Tiffany always keep you guys up to date with what's going on in the AEW world, give you guys our expert analysis and opinions about certain topics in AEW. I just like to have fun here.
Yeah.
Kind of changing it up a little bit, like, how the format works. I got a new mic. Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful mic. It's lovely. Did a lot of research on this one. Love this one. And I'll be using the other mic for when I have guests here doing my other podcasts and my other podcast ventures. Yes, I do many other podcasts here. So
we branch it out, the No Holds Barred network, right?
Well, it's not No Holds Barred. I do other sports.
Yeah.
So I'm a podcast addict.
Yes, he does.
Which is actually a podcast addict is a brand that you can find the No Holds Barred network on. If you guys are a podcast addict app user. I don't know. Anywho, Rihu. Speaking of, we're gonna have to get a new. I'm working on a new layout because Riho, as of this week, is not the women's champion anymore.
I know.
And might as well start talking about that right away. Okay, so Nyla Rose, our official women's champion.
Right.
Okay. Oh my God, I didn't think it would blow up like that. What is wrong with people? Like, really?
What?
I saw. Did you not see all the horrible like Nyla Rose is even commenting on it, like how much backlash that actually got when
we
knew this was coming, guys. But why are we getting all the backlash now for? If you go to the original post, the first post that AEW posted for Nyla Rose winning the championship last night, some of the comments are disgusting. I mean, don't go to it now because you don't want to read what you're about to read. It's gonna make you angry.
Good. Maybe we need me to be like angry.
I could not believe what some people said. It was disturbing. Like people saying like, so she's a men winning the championship and stuff like that. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, how is this actually affecting you? Like these people that are so pissed. Why? How is this affecting you right now? Why? Why is it affecting you?
I really think, and I think we talked about this like during All Out, right? That it looked like it was building, right? That she was going to take the championship belt, right?
Yeah.
And I think because of the fact that there was so much bad backlash, I think that's why they didn't pull the trigger. But it looked like, right, that we thought about that. We thought that she was going to take the belt back then on that episode.
Right.
We thought she was going to take the belt. And then like all the backlash that was going on social media. And I really think that they changed the plan because of the backlash that it wasn't ready. But let's be real. When you think about it, the last couple of months, this is what we've been building towards. We thought that this was going to me and Kyle talked about Sheeta and Statlander, that we thought that she would take off the belt off Rio. Right. But the way that they've been building it for like the last like month or so, even longer than that she was going to be this beast. And it makes sense because Rio is not around enough. That's how I feel about it. She's not around enough, and I really don't believe her as an AEW champion. I mean, I don't know how you feel about that, but I can't really buy. She's good, but I don't believe it as a champion.
Yeah, they really didn't do much with her with the championship belt. I wish they would have done a little bit more, but this is not taking anything away from her like wrestling caliber. I think she's probably one of the best wrestlers in the division. after what we've seen this week. She had an excellent match with Nyla Rose. Those two put on a show, and it got the crowd very involved in the match. I just don't. What is wrong? Like, the comments that Nyla Rose got after, like, are not needed, and B, why is this? Why, like, to the people that this apparently affects? How and why does this affect you? Who cares? She's the first ever transgender woman in a wrestling company, which is huge, and now in this day and age.
It's crazy. We're in 2020 and people are still acting like that. And I was like, and I said this before, I was like, it's been a blessing that I live here in New York because you see so much different stuff here. And it's like, you have no choice but to have an open mind. Yeah. Me and Kyle met Nyla Rose at Full Gear. We were hanging out with her.
Yeah, and her girlfriend.
Wife.
Sorry, wife.
Yeah.
I apologize.
We were actually having a full, like, really, like, humble conversation with her. Mm-hmm. So, like, I hate to see things like this, that it's really disgusting, the toxicity of freaking wrestling on social media. It's true what you said. How does that affect you?
Mm-hmm. It doesn't. So and these
what?
Are the same people who had no problem with Tessa Blanchard winning the world championship, a men's, quote unquote, men's championship. You know what I mean? Like, give your heads a shake.
I mean, it was a great match. It was believable. The crowd was nuts. The whole crowd in general the last night in Texas was crazy.
Yeah. I just couldn't believe the amount of backlash she got. I'm like, why is this a problem? Like, she's a perfect champion for them right now. She's a beast. She's a dominant force in the division. Why wouldn't they put the title on her? Like, it's about time. When I seen it, I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, it's about time. I was tired of Rio in the ring because I feel like there is a lot of great talent, a lot of great women's talent on the roster. And unfortunately, we talk about this week to week, we're not seeing all the talent. And it's sad because there's some really great talent.
Technically, we saw all of them because there's that one backstage segment where all of them were back there. So, hey, they got them all on TV.
I mean,
no one can criticize AEW now for not putting all their women on TV. And Tony Khan was there too.
I don't know.
That was such an awkward hug. He was like, And Nyla was like, okay.
So, like, I'm wondering, like, what do you think's like the future now? Like, who do you think is going to next on the line? Like, Britt Baker, because Britt Baker's making all these promos.
I think she's going to be off to the side, like, still trying to build. I think they have to build up more heat with her. Like, this week, they build up pretty good heat with her, which we'll get into. But off the bat, we know, I'm assuming there's going to be a Revolution title match. I'm going to think that they're going to announce in the next week or two there's going to be a number one contenders battle royal or some sort of fatal four-way, three-way.
2 weeks away. So we have next Wednesday, and then we have the go home show the week after.
This is gonna be like a day of announcement or the day before announcement that it's gonna be something like a multi-woman match to determine who's gonna face Nyla Rose, and Nyla Rose probably gonna be on commentary, building up like she destroyed Riho and
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's one of Statlander, Big Swole.
I feel like Big Swole can go into the picture now.
Yeah.
Because think about it, Chris Statlander already had her shot, even though it was destroyed by the Nightmare Collective.
I'd love to see Big Swole and her go at it.
I feel like they're building up Big Swole right now.
I'd love to see Big Swole win that kind of a multi-woman match, and then at Revolution, Big Swole versus, I think that's a big ticket match, Big Swole versus Nyla Rose. My opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I think
it's tough though, because I don't know who else. Like, no one else has been really built up that high.
I really think that been seeing like Sadie Gibbs, and this is the thing is like, you put these all out that they're signed and we're not even getting them in the ring.
And I don't think they're copying WWE. I don't think they're going like, you have to have an official rematch after you lose a title. I don't think they're going that route. I think it's just, back of the line.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. It makes it more different than what we're used to.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that we're not getting the rematches because then you take away. I think you're right. Back into the line and build back up and go for the
Before anywhere else, just want to give a quick shout out to everyone in the live chat on YouTube. Thank you for watching every single week. If this is your first time, welcome. Guys, if you're listening on the go or you're listening back, you can join the live chat every time we're live on youtube.com/noholdsbarnetwork. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, hitting the like button. Most importantly, hit that like button so we show up in the analytics. And then comment down below your thoughts on the podcast, your thoughts on the episode of Dynamite. We love to hear anything you want to talk about in AEW, so let us know down below as well. So yeah, that's basically what the woman's picture looks like. I guess we can get into Britt Baker a little bit. She picked up. Okay, so the promo started more awkward this week, and I'm like, okay, here we go. Like, are they gonna keep doing these awkward, not good promos each and every single week? But then she transitioned it well, as into making fun of the crowd and sounding actually believable. I'm like, oh, okay, we got a glimpse. I'm like, this is the Britt we need right there.
Right.
When she said, I forget the line was, when she said that line and she turned towards the crowd and the crowd went absolutely apeshit, I'm like, this is what we need her to do each and every single week. She needs to rip on them hard, like go in hard on them.
Yeah, and I've probably been the most critical, more than Kyle, with her. But maybe I'm also thinking that they're purposely doing this so she gets more comfortable. Yeah. And they needed to turn her heel because it was kind of boring to me. So I understand them turning her heel. But I feel like now that we're doing these promos we're forcing her to get more comfortable. So now we've already had our, third week in a row of her doing a promo. And I feel like last night was probably like her best promo. Yeah. So she's getting better. But we've talked about this, that it's still early. A lot of these people were not used to being on TV. And the only way you're going to get used to it is the more and more that we see it. So that's kind of like what I felt last night, that I was like, okay, like, I wasn't really happy to see this, but then after like a few minutes, I'm like, okay, this was so much better.
Yeah, she picked up some real heat, very real heat. And I'm like, okay, we need to see this every week. I'm like, copy and paste that every week. We need more of that Britt Baker.
And I need to know where she got her boots from, because those things are hot.
Like it's the little tweet at her, maybe she'll answer you. It's the little things too, like when she does the hook 'em horn things and she went, and I'm like, you heard the crowd react to that.
When she made fun of the Whataburger, I started losing my crap.
That was it, the Whataburger line. That was the line that everyone's like, oh. It's like, oh, you bitch.
I didn't try this. You know, our girl Tatila, she had to go try it. She said it was good. So I've heard a lot of people go and try it. I definitely need to make a ride down to Texas and one of these days and try this.
Horns to all our Texas listeners. Hook 'em horns.
Yes.
Know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so Britt, good for her. I'm proud that she picked up actually some good heat, and the second half of that promo was actually not bad. So I'm glad that she's picking up on that, and hopefully they picked up on that and are going to transition to more of that side of a heel.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about the main thing that came out of Dynamite, and it's big, huge if you're an indie guy, huge if you're a Ring of Honor fan and you're well versed in that field. Jeff Cobb is officially All Elite, and when I heard Jericho say that line, I'm like, I'm sorry, did he say Jeff Cobb? Like,
but we knew this though. We knew like this was kind of, well, I forgot.
I totally forgot that I read that again. I'm like, oh God, what I wish they would have done though.
And I heard. Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No.
No. The same rumors were also was that Lance Archer was backstage too.
Oh.
So, yeah. Anyway, but go ahead. What did you?
What I would have loved them to do, it would have made the surprise a little bit more, is kind of cut that promo. Like, that promo should have happened like in a couple days, like on the Twitter. Like the promo where Jericho announced backstage that Jeff Cobb was coming after Moxley. Mm-hmm. That should have been a video they posted on Twitter like today or tomorrow. They should have had Jeff Cobb come out to the surprise, because everyone knew that, you know, he was with the Inner Circle and he was with all like AEW, because they put that promo before the main event. If they had just had Jeff Cobb come out and people going, wait, what the hell? You know what I mean? It would have created more of a surprise.
But it still was like, oh crap, he's here. I think like people just expected week and then didn't expect.
You could have raised it up a little bit more though if you didn't do that announcement.
Yeah, but you know, we got that with Moxley.
What do you mean?
Like that, you know, wasn't announced and then he just like appeared. It was just a rumor.
But they announced it though. They announced it before the main event, that promo.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. They shouldn't have announced it. That would have created as big of a surprise like Moxley. but the fact that they cut that promo and he said that he was going to face Moxley next week and he's kind of part of the inner circle, it did create a pop when he came out. But I'm telling you, it would have created a bigger pop if they didn't do that promo, because people wouldn't have known that.
I know that, but I'm saying maybe that they did that because of the fact that they were trying to be a little bit different, because we got the wow factor with Moxley back then. That's what I'm saying. It was like a little bit.
You can't just do wow factor with one person though. You got to do it with everybody else. Someone new coming in the company, especially with a big name like Cobb, you got to make a surprise factor.
Yeah.
If you want him to get over in the inner circle, you do a surprise factor. You don't announce it and then have him come out after. It is a big shock that he was actually there. But, it created less of a shock because people knew that he was coming to AEW and he was facing Moxley next week.
So the question is, this is the question that's gone through my head, okay? And I've seen it all over social media, okay? So is Jeff Cobb, because the rumors is that he's supposed to be back at Madison Square Garden, because the New Japan and all that stuff is supposed to come back to Madison Square Garden this year, what me and Kyle went to last year.
Oh, yeah, they're doing something in August, they said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the infamous question, and this is what I like, and this is what I like changing about the podcast,
Bum,
is
bum, bum.
what do you guys think? Like, is this opening a door? Because we're having Ring of Honor and New Japan working together again, right? And I know it's probably going to be no, because I kind of like know the answer, but I want to really know what everybody else thinks. So is this going to open the doors with AEW as well? But Moxley and Jericho are not allowed to work New Japan in the States.
Yeah.
They go to Japan, but they're not allowed to work here. Could there be a possibility that it will all intertwine together? And I think it would make wrestling so much better if we had those options, that we don't have to be signed at like All Elite, just kind of like in the sense of like Jericho has that option in his contract, right? Moxley has that in his contract, right? That they're signed to AEW, but and Kenny Omega as well. That also as well can go to New Japan, but they can't wrestle in the States.
I think you need to have a roster. You need to have a roster on your brand.
You need a roster, but I'm just saying, how nice would it be, like every once in a while, like maybe like how cool would it be have like Okada show up at like Double or Nothing or something like that?
Okay, so just more creative freedom in the contracts. That's going to be tough to do. A lot of companies are not like that with their contracts.
Not all. I'm not talking all. I'm talking in reference of Ring of Honor.
But that's what you just said. If Okada were to show up in AEW, New Japan would have to be okay with that, and I don't think they would be.
I'm not saying all, because when I'm thinking all, I'm thinking like the indie scene as well, Impact, companies like that. I'm not saying all. It would be great. And especially if we go all the way back and then we talk about when Cody was like that he wants to work with other companies. We have the Open Door. We have OWE. We have AAA. So why not? It doesn't have to be like a permanent thing. Like once in a while, like I said, maybe Okada makes an appearance at Double or Nothing or something. Something.
You just said Okada again, though. I'm confused at what you're saying.
New Japan, yes,
yeah.
Right? Okada's in New Japan. I'm talking about New Japan, but I'm saying in the sense, I'm not saying all. I'm not saying like Impact Wrestling. I'm talking in reference of just AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor.
Okay, I understand that. I don't think you're getting what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to tell you, in Okada's contract currently right now with New Japan, it probably states that he's not allowed to appear on another major television show. Right.
I understand that, but I'm saying in the future. Because the rumor is that
would be up to the people who run New Japan. Do they want that?
It would be great. Marty brought us all together again. Hi, Isaac. You're in the chat. What's going on? I love.
It would be sweet, but I just don't want it to be a clusterfuck. Like I don't want it.
Fuck, not everybody.
It would be interesting, but so if it's Ring of Honor and Madison Square Garden and New Japan working in August, I mean, card is subject to change, so we don't even know if Jeff Cobb even going to be there. Right. So if he signed with All Elite, that means he's not going to be there anymore. Or I don't know. We know that Marty Scurll wants to build because now that he's the booker, he wants to build a relationship with AEW. So I don't know if this is part of that relationship where Jeff Cobb is going to be All Elite, but he's going to be allowed to go work that event in August. Right. So we'll see. But Jeff Cobb, huge. When I seen that, I was like, okay, that's a big name.
We're gonna get.
That is a big, big name. And the question is he part of the? I mean, they did that big pose at the end. Is he part of the Inner Circle? Is he another member? Like, do they need another member in the Inner Circle? That's a big group.
It's a big group.
Like we're treading. I mean, not really treading, but we're getting close to treading NWO territory.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're planning on making the group big, or they mentioned a commentary he was a hired assassin. I don't know if just someone they hired to help them, and Jeff Cobb's just going to be that guy that, people hire to do the dirty work for them. I don't know. We'll have to see. But this is interesting. The fact that he, not only he's on AEW, but he came out and destroyed Jon Moxley, and he's going to have a match already in AEW next week with Jon Moxley. And that's going to be an unreal match next week.
Isaac said, spoiler, I'm signing Jeff Cobb with a contract and some Hawaiian pizza.
Wow.
Love you. Oh, man.
Hawaiian pizza. Okay, I'm a fan of Hawaiian pizza. I don't know why. I don't know if anybody isn't. But I love Hawaiian pizza. It's actually delicious.
Pineapple person in general. I'm not huge on it. So
some people think that pineapple is just pineapple and nothing else. It's pineapple. It's the bacon and the cheese. The combination is savory. It's so good.
Rihu.
Yeah, poor Rihu. She's not gonna be in our background anymore after this episode. Poor her.
That's okay. We got to keep things fresh around here.
Fresh. Sparkly clean.
So,
freshly squeezed.
But yeah, that main event was fire last night.
Yeah. The eye for an eye match.
I love
He had a Puerto Rican eye patch. That was sweet.
Yes. I love Santana. Yeah. And his promo with JR, like it hit.
Yeah, that was good.
Like it's so, because this is a true story. So it's so, it really like hit me. It hit me in my feelings, guys. Like
yeah, he got really, really intense with that promo, and you could actually you can feel what he was feeling. Like he cuts a pretty good promo like that. That's probably another factor behind these guys of why AEW went after him and to sign to this company, because they were the hottest free agents out there at the time for the tag team division. And this just proves why. Like, this is a guy doing it on his own in a promo with none other than JR. And to cut a promo like that, like, we know that the promo and vignette class and the team in AEW is top bar right now because they're so good at it. Like, we saw what they did, like the Pac promo this week was sweet. That was so cool. Like him walking through the rain with the sweater and everything. Like, that was sick. Like, that was so good. Yeah, it was a very, very good, believable promo, and the match was really good. Jon Moxley coming out of his entrance, he had like multiple eye patches on. You just taking them off and whipping them. and then they did the whole plug, like, available on shopaew.com. I'm like, my God, just to sell some damn eye patches.
Hey, those are things that could go on the shrine and stuff like that. If he was, one of my faves, but I was dying with the spot with frickin' who was it? Ortiz, when he spit the alcohol and
oh yeah,
his eye. I was dying. I was like,
it caused him to go blind, and then Moxley poked Santana's eye out, and they were blind for a bit. Oh my God. I thought for sure the ref was gonna get DDT'd. I'm like, oh, he's gonna get it now. They're both blind.
This is great. This was such a great match. I love Santana and Ortiz. They're so great.
Yeah, I think they did a good job too of ending it. Like, usually what we've been getting mostly since the start of AEW, we would have big beatdowns at the end, but then there'd be so many people coming out for the save, and it would just be a mess. I love that they only ended it with the Inner Circle. That was it. They beat down on Jon Moxley. They brought out Cobb. He laid out Moxley, and they posed over him. Good. Right. Perfect way to end the show.
Right.
Stop it there. You don't need the Young Bucks, Cody, Dustin, Best Friends, and Helico and Jack Evans. You don't need all these people coming out at the end just to make saves and do a bunch of crazy stunts. It's too much sometimes. So I'm glad that they kept it right there. That's it. You did what you need to do. Next week, Moxley versus Cobb.
I mean, I get why they were doing it, but did you see like that we had like the Best Friends hug with the Young Bucks?
Oh my God. All four of them?
Stop, but I like also that we see like little bits of like Orange Cassidy doing the little kicks with the Young Bucks. I was dying. I was like,
yeah.
Oh my
and he did
God.
the hand in the pocket thing with the Dark Order, and then they turned around to super kicks. But speaking of the Dark Order, We got more stuff about them this week. So like they made their impact right in the beginning of the show. Like beginning of the show was the tag team title match, and they cut that video promo with the Exalted One coming, and what Christopher Daniels doesn't help his case. He's just like, oh, guys, I got it. I'm gonna go in the back and check. I'm like, what? What do you mean you got it? Stay here.
I like how
Why do you have to go? It was a video.
I like how like they're trying to make us believe that he is the one.
Oh, right there. That
like
to the casual fan right there sold it to him.
Yeah. I was like, come on, that's too obvious. Like, come on, it's not happening. So, but I mean, we had like again a little bit of that, or like the being the elite. I don't know.
Yeah, where was Christopher Daniel? Because even the Dark Order came out, and where was he? He was nowhere to be found.
Mm-mm.
Even after the Young Bucks and everybody came out, I was waiting for CD to come back, and he didn't. I believe on next week's episode of Being the Elite, we're probably going to get some backstage footage of Scorpio and Kazarian asking, like, where were you, man?
Yeah. Yes. Or, Being the Elite.
It's not him. But
let's see it. Well, since we're bringing this up, we put a fan tweet out. We wanted
did.
to know.
I was actually going to say that.
Yeah. We wanted to know, who did you think the Exalted One is?
It's me.
So, I mean, honestly, like, I really thought we were going to get a lot, like...
I am the Exalted One.
It's me, man.
Join the Dark Order.
So, it's funny. Like, I'm going to scroll. I mean, a lot of you, like I said, you said Matt Hardy. I'm not going to repeat the ones of that because that's, like, the obvious, right? What we're trying to get at
we should talk about that, though, because why are they picking against Matt Hardy? Because Matt Hardy tweets out a picture of himself or a video of himself getting RKO'd or concertoed on Raw, saying goodbye, and then literally Dark Order tweets after that, you say goodbye, we say hello. And I'm like...
But I love how, like, a lot of the wrestlers, like, their contracts are ending, and who was it that... Was it Archer? Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody put out like the best tweet. I was like, this is like the ultra tweet that they kind of brought up every company in their tweet. What is next for NXT? And then they're like, oh, maybe I'll be like the Elite. Like they just mentioned everything to throw everybody off, so you have no idea where they're gonna go. So I like that because I want to be surprised of where everybody goes. So. I don't know, like, and then it's like I was told that Jeff Hardy's coming back. I mean, again, I don't watch WWE anymore, so I don't even know. But apparently, I was told that Jeff Hardy's coming back to WWE like next month or something. Is that true? I don't even know.
Something like that. And I know his contract's coming up soon as well, but they're gonna tack on all that injury time he missed, so he's not leaving WWE anytime soon. Which Matt Hardy hasn't re-signed an extension. He didn't get. I mean, I think he got injured. I don't know if they're going to be tacking on anything onto him, but his is over in April. So there was chatter a little bit that he could probably make his first appearance at Double or Nothing in May.
Right.
Brody Lee, a.k.a. Luke Harper, is almost certain to be in AEW. He's been linked to AEW by almost everybody. He tweeted a picture with him and Sammy Guevara, they tweeted a picture with each other soon after he got released. So there's people saying the Exalted One could be Brody Lee. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, there was a lot of like good ones. Our boy Christian for the table said the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels. Ray, he still thinks it's Kenny Omega. He's putting all his money on that. I knew that.
I like Ray's answer though. Like that would be insane. That would be the biggest swerve. Like,
go ahead.
Because people think it's like the casuals think it's Christopher Daniels, and it even could be Christopher Daniels. Maybe they're doing that on purpose to make it look it's too easy to make us think it's someone else, but then it's actually Christopher Daniels. There's my original prediction of Hangman Page.
Right, that's what I was gonna say.
But
like,
then
a lot of people are thinking Hangman Page, but it would be a great swerve if
Kenny. Like,
purposely, they're trying to really make us believe that it's Hangman Page, but then it's Kenny, and it throws us all off. The innocent one,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down. We've talked about this before in the episode. Like, I'm down for the whole All Elite, like all of them to turn heel. It would be great, but we have too many heels in the company right now. But I want something unexpected. I want that wow factor to be like, oh shit, that's what I want.
How do you feel about your boys, the Beaver Boys, still part of the the Dark Order. They're basically like a main stable now, like those four.
I mean, I think I'm like on board more with it. I'm again, like I said, I've seen them in the indie scene. I still see them in the indie scene because they're still wrestling in the indie.
They're going to be in
scene.
that tag team battle royal.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Like that battle royal is going to be insane. Let's be real. It's going to be absolutely insane. I mean, we'll go back to that or whatever, but who else do we had? BJB underscore says it's definitely loves to dream because she's been attracting creepers for months now.
I mean, it's a possibility. Maybe, guys, it's Tiffany this whole time. She's got a lot of names: EVP, Giggles, Heartbreak Chick, Queen of the Indies. But now she could be called the Exalted One, Tiffany.
Ray said, "Kyle, stop swerving us. It's you."
Name me, dog. I don't got time for that.
Oh my God. Eddie Wrestling.
Maybe I do.
Evil Uno is my Exalted One.
That'd be a lame turn of events. Like I'm actually the.
I actually felt laughing with this one.
That'd be a deflated balloon, like.
Roland Briggs said Jake the Snake or DDP.
Jake the Snake. I mean, DDP would be interesting because he's been on TV, but Jake the Snake. Okay, have you watching WWF tapes too much?
I think our boy Hank Flanagan would be very upset because he was taught the DDT by Jake the Snake Crawford.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, Hank.
So, Brandon Marr, I died. Brandon Marr said Orange Cassidy. That would be really funny, though.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine?
I don't want that. As
Why
much as
not?
that'd be crazy. I'm like, I like the way he is.
No,
He gets over the way he is. If he wasn't getting over, maybe.
I love Orange Cassidy. He's
Yeah.
on my husbands. That's not going to change. I love my boy. Oof.
Oof. Oof.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Kira said Brody Lee or Cutler footage.
Brandon Cutler.
Yo,
That'd be a way to get Brandon over finally.
why?
Just saying.
Yeah,
I'm wearing a shirt right now.
our boy Brandon Cutler footage. I love it. I really died when I saw Cutler footage because I was like, I really love that we started the Cutler footage thing. So, oh my God, what a mess.
That would be interesting though. Like Brandon Cutler. It's a way to get him over.
It is. He's the one that he's getting freaking tired of all these losses, and we're seeing stuff in Being the Elite of Brandon Cutler's tired of all these losses.
What if
right?
they had like a ceremony and made him into the Exalted One, and that's why he's been disappearing and being the Elite because he's been running the Dark Order.
Maybe.
And he's gonna crash the Elite from within because he's within.
What about the face paint?
Oh.
Do we think about the face paint?
I think that's
is-
more Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing.
I know that, but maybe that's what he wants us to think. Let's get Brandon Cutler back on the podcast.
Right. We got some questions.
We got some questions for you, Cutler. All right. Like, I don't know.
I don't
know
think he'd be allowed to say anything.
Oh, I know. We're gonna give him a little bit of crap or whatever. Like,
A
listen,
little bit of the crap.
little bit of crap.
A little bit of the crapole.
What else do we have here? Lucha Brothers said, I would love it if it was not just one person, but rather a hive consisting on as many rumored people as they can pull in.
Okay.
Well, there's got to be one. I really, that's what we're aiming for.
So many. There's so many. Like the obvious options right now are Matt Hardy, Brody Lee, Christopher Daniels, or Hangman Page. So those are like the four obvious ones right now. It's one of the four. With the cool swerve of a Kenny Omega or Brandon Cutler. Who knows? Maybe it's, I don't know how he would fit into it or what they would do with him. Maybe it's a Lance Archer. I don't know. It would be weird because I don't want him to be an Exalted One. I want him to do what he's doing now to be brought into AEW. So
right. This
tough.
came up. Daniel Chaney said, I think the obvious answer is Matt Hardy or Brody Lee, but maybe Brian Cage. Did we all forget about Brian Cage?
Yeah, Brian Cage is all elite. That would be interesting. He's huge too. Like he's massive. Like oh man, that'd be interesting. I don't know though. I can't picture him as the Exalted One. It could be interesting, but I can't picture it. You know what I mean?
Think more bigger guys in AEW. I mean, we have a lot of great talent, but we do kind of need more big you know, like muscular, big, you know, kind
I think
of guy.
the real question here is, are they going to pull a WWE and have the guy come out in like a cloak thing and go, "It's me, Austin." And it's Cutler going, "It's me, Young Bucks." "It's me, Cody." You know what I mean? Like, how are they gonna? I wonder how they're gonna present the Exalted One.
It's gonna be interesting. Maybe that should be our next tweet.
Yeah. How are they gonna? How is the Exalted One revealed?
I love it. Blade Runner said in the chat, "The village girl." I mean,
Now he's the head booker in Ring of Honor.
I would still love it if we have like the cross promote. It would be great. Like I said, I was talking about it earlier. It would be nice to have the open doors of us all working. Maybe one day we'll see. Who knows? We don't know.
You've noticed since he's been made the head booker, they've mentioned him less in being the elite. There's been less Marty teases, so I'm gonna say no. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Allison Faye said, "I think it's Tony Schiavone."
I say it's Tony Khan. Tony Khan. It's me, guys. That would be what? Could you imagine Tony Khan? Because there's been said that he wants to get involved a little bit in AEW. What if it's Tony Khan, the guy that runs the damn company? Oh my! People would go nuts. Then he'd pull like a McMahon. He could do the same thing. It's me.
Chris wants me to reveal the Exalted One in the chat. Dun, da, da, da.
It's Tony Khan.
It's this guy over here.
Who?
The Exalted One.
It's Fat Pharaoh.
Footage.
It's Fat
yeah,
Pharaoh.
it's Fat Pharaoh.
Fat
guys.
Pharaoh is the Exalted One, guys. Just letting you know. Okay, we could only hide it for so long. I'm sorry, Tiff. We have to tell the people. It's Fat Pharaoh. Okay, there's your spoiler alert. Meep. It's Fat Pharaoh.
I like this one. Mike DeMarc said, "Good old JR." He's gonna spread some barbecue sauce.
Stop. I would just laugh till the end of time if it was JR. There's no way. That is a nice comedic answer, though. Thank you for that.
That's what I like. This is what I like about this, because it's like we can really sit and talk about it and we can joke about it, and like there's some great answers. There's some answers that made us think, and we got into conversations, and that's what I want to do with you guys. So, but yeah, like I said, there was a lot. You know, Matt Hardy. That a lot of people say Marty Skrull.
Yeah, so the general consensus is Matt Hardy, and I think that's obviously towards the tweets that they both did, and you know.
I'm thinking about like Cutler footage and
Cutler footage.
So, but thank you guys for all your fan tweets. We really appreciate it. I mean, it's funny.
One person who I don't think it is, but can put off some really cool vignettes is Darby Allin, and we got a sweet vignette this week. He pulled a Sammy G and had the whole, you know, the signs in front of the camera without saying words, and it's tough to tell when it's in black and white, guys, but he's basically writing on the boards in his own blood, because you can see his hands were bloody. So he's writing on the signs in his own blood with his finger. So that makes it even more badass. And he's basically challenged Sammy Guevara to a match at Revolution. And he told him to hit him up at the end. And he shows like he painted his face, like Sammy G's face, with herpes on it. Like herpes from kissing Chris Jericho.
Yeah. Oh,
that's funny. But Sammy G versus Darby Allin looks like it's going to be a build match for Revolution.
You know what's funny? Like, I realized last night, I was like, oh, we really don't have a card for Revolution.
And it's 2 weeks away, right?
Oh, shit. I was like, we need to start, like, telling the matches on this card, because I was like, shit. I was like, what's on? And then I went on, like, the Wikipedia, and I was like, all right, let me look.
The what? The Wikipedia. Is this a new version of Wikipedia for wrestling?
New York version.
The New York version, Wikipedia. .org. So Wikipedia.org for all you New Yorkers out there. I sound pretty good. I do a pretty good accent. I'm just going to say that.
Oh, Fat Mazza. Yeah, what if Fat Mazza's the Exalted One?
Yeah, no one's talking about him. Fat Master, we see you, bro. We see you. We know you're the Exalted One. Tiff's going to clip this. We're going to tag you in it. We know you are the Exalted One.
I did the Young Buck pose for him, man. Like, he's so awesome.
Don't worry, your secret's safe with us.
All right. Do you think AEW needs a mid-card title? Yeah, I definitely. We've talked about this plenty on the podcast.
When I get the second show.
Yeah, when they get the second show, you're gonna need to because there's so much talent.
And I really think Dark is going to become the second show. I think Dark. It's a to save time on stuff. You know, and I don't think the second show is going to be live. I think it's going to be taped, but they're going to put Dark, and it's going to be shown on TV. It'll just be on Saturdays. It'll be Dark from that week. It'll be 3 to 4 matches tops. It'll be like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. They could probably fit in 2 hours if it was like a vignette filled show. Mm-hmm. But they could easily do 2 matches before Dynamite and 2 matches after to fill that Dark card.
Right. So. Definitely.
Anywho, yes. Second one.
Can we talk about Dustin Rhodes and Sami Zayn?
Oh man.
Because let me tell you, me and Kyle were on the train that Marty Scurll was the one that was supposed to face Cody Rhodes at Double or Nothing, right? We were on this train. This is
last year's Double or Nothing.
Right? We were on this train so hard last year, and even though it seemed and it looked like Dustin Rhodes, me and Kyle were not buying it, right? We weren't buying it. And I wasn't very thrilled about it.
She went happy.
But, you know, now, like, I'm so on the Dustin train. Like, he could freaking go. This match last night was so fantastic. I mean, he's 50 years old and could still go. And I love the fact that, like, even like with Sammy G, it was such a great chemistry, I feel like, in the match.
He cut a really good promo after, too. Yeah. Like, that promo on Jake Hagar was awesome. And he was swearing and saying some shit. And obviously he's in his hometown, so he's going to get the good reaction. That was a perfect way to set up this. And Jake Hagar is finally going to get a match in AEW. It took him long enough. Yeah. It's been since October of last year that we haven't seen a match out of him. He's just been, quoted by Dustin as Jericho's bitch. And
I mean, the last match I seen with him was with Anthony Gangone. I'm just saying. Okay. You can go see that on Fight TV. That match is free on Capital Wrestling. Was it Capital Wrestling? But yeah. But oof. But
you're the indie queen.
I am the indie queen. There's so many.
Indie queen's got to have it catalyzed or how do you say the word? Catalogized. In a catalog. You should know.
Look it up on Wikipedia.
Oh yeah, look it up on Wikipedia and you should find it. Anywho, yes, Jake Hagar first match in AEW. Finally, against Justin Rhodes looks like it was actually they announced it's going to be at Revolution. Pumped. So we have the championship match, the main event. We have Dustin versus Jake Hagar. We're going to have a tag team title match. We're probably going to have the women's title match. Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. So there's 5 matches right there. So they're getting pretty close to a full card.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, I'm excited.
So Dustin, good match.
Pac vignettes are great too.
Which one? Pac. Yeah, so we're getting that in 3 weeks. No, or 2 weeks now. Kansas City. I know it says 3 weeks on the screen, but in 2 weeks, we're getting the 30-minute Iron Man match. This is going to be sweet. I cannot wait for this. They're going to we're going to see these 2 awesome, amazing wrestlers go at it for 30 straight minutes. Going to be interesting to see who comes out of this. We know now that Kenny's going in as one of the half of the tag team champions, so I don't think win or lose, it doesn't really matter.
This is the third one, right? This is the third match of them throughout the year?
I believe so. Yeah, this is the rubber match.
Yeah.
So we know that this feud is probably done after this one.
I'm excited. Oof. It's going to be great.
Oof.
Match.
Yeah.
Oof.
And then next week in Hotlanta from the State Farm Arena in Georgia, we got the tag team battle royal.
This is going to be complete chaos.
For a title match at Revolution. And just if you guys are looking on the screen at the pictures here, so we got our boys in the top right, Private Pate. We got the Hybrid 2, or Hybrid Squared, whatever you like to say it. Best Friends, Butcher and the Blade, SCU, Young Bucks, your boys, the Beaver Boys. The Jungle Express of this one's going to be Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Santana and Ortiz. And awesome, because I love seeing him every time he comes on TV. T-Hawk and Shima.
Where the hell have they been?
The Strong Hearts. Well, they were on Dark a couple weeks ago.
They've been wrestling with Alex Zayden a couple of weeks ago in Japan and shit. So
my boy T-Hawk, I freaking love the dude. The guy's so freaking good.
You and me loved him When we first saw him, we like instant, you and me, like fell in love with him. So, but no, I'm so stoked. But we still don't know. So if one gets thrown out, are they eliminated? We didn't really get any.
I'm hoping we're getting more justification next week. I'm assuming Justin Roberts is going to say it in a spiel before the match or whatnot. If we can make predictions on this, it's either going to be the Young Bucks.
It's going to be the Young Bucks. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah,
there is no question. No question about it. There's like case closed. As much as like I want to root for my boys, and there's a lot of amazing teams in here. I would be happy with anybody who wins this.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go story wise, right? They're gonna go. Young
We're gonna
Bucks.
go with story. We're gonna get the Young Bucks versus Kenny and
unless they're saving that Tiff for Double or Nothing, and if they are, I could see a Proud and Powerful winning this match.
No. I don't think so.
Okay. Okay.
I really don't. I don't know. It's not kicking me here. It's definitely not going to be SCU. No. I really believe, and we talked about this in the last couple episodes. Yeah. I really believe it's going to be the Young Bucks because of the story that's been telling. And I'm a little annoyed with it, but because again, there's so many great teams that I would love to have a title shot. Best friends, even the Dark Order, I would get completely behind.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like
the Beaver Boys.
I would really love Dark Order to win this.
That'd be interesting.
For Revolution.
Because they're all about bringing down the Elite. They could. So it's either going to be the Young Bucks or the Dark Order in this one.
Yeah, it could be like the build more because we're building slowly with Dark Order. So
there's two stories that could go. We'll have to see what direction they go in.
I'm still going with Young Bucks. The Young Bucks are going to take this.
So then there's another match announced that we're excited for because it's the last stipulation. Well, the one stipulation is ongoing because Cody can't touch MJF, but this is one of the last stipulations that we're going to see before Revolution, and it's the steel cage match, the first ever AEW steel cage match, which is even more bigger than the actual story and match itself. But it involves Cody Rhodes, and Wardlow. Wardlow's first AEW championship match and the first ever AEW steel cage match, and there's so much that's going into this match. It's insane. And I cannot wait for it.
What kind of steel cage do you think we're going to get?
I know. I'm curious to see what it looks like.
That's what's been floating around. I've been listening to other people's podcasts, and that has been the question. Is it going to be mesh? Is it going to be with a top?
You know what I think? I think we're going to get a road to Atlanta, and it's going to be all about building the cage. Like, we're going to see a production crew building the cage and Cody overseeing it. I think we're going to get that for sure.
Well, that'd be cool. I'm excited. I'm so excited for this match.
I cannot wait for that steel cage match. The first one AEW history, and between Wardlow, we don't not a lot of people really know about Wardlow. I mean, a lot of people follow the indies, they do. But just put in perspective here, when AEW first signed Wardlow, the guy had 2,100 followers on Twitter. He was not well known. So I'm interested to see what he's got in the ring, to see it on AEW television, to have a match with Cody in a steel cage match. It's going to be brutal. Wardlow's going to just destroy. We know MJF is going to get involved somehow. Arn Anderson's going to be at ringside. I assume Brandy's going to get involved somehow. This is going to be a very intense match. And in Atlanta, of all places, when Cody wins, that roof is going to explode. Because we know Cody's winning. We know the match. There's a six match at Revolution, Cody versus MJF, because we know that's happening at Revolution. Yeah. Or maybe there's a swerve. Maybe he gets into Revolution another way. Maybe Wardlow somehow wins this match. Something goes down on the go-home show of Dynamite where they still end up having the match anyways. Who knows? But if we're going to stick on the side of sticking to the stipulations in that story sense, then next week Cody's going to win somehow. I don't know how he's going to win this match, but it's going to be insane.
Oof. Gimme. Is it Wednesday yet?
Oof. No, not yet. We still got a couple of days in between there.
Damn it.
But I'm excited for next week. And
really excited.
I mean, this week at Dynamite, MJF had a match with Jungle Boy, which was really good. And I was watching this part with Mrs. Masters because I got back late last night, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Jungle Boy's gonna win." I'm like, She kept saying, like, it kept going on about Jungle Boy winning. I'm like, he's not gonna win. It's MJF. They have to keep him looking strong, and something's gonna happen somehow. And
Wrestling, Mrs. Master. She's still learning. She don't get it.
Yeah. But MJF ends up winning, and poor Jungle Boy.
He's so good in the ring, though.
MJF became more of a dick.
Like
he did to Brandy. He's like, "Here's you want a real man."
Love it. This is real heat. This is how you do it. This is how you build storylines. I love it. It's got. I mean, last night had to be one of the best episodes of AEW. That's how.
Yeah, it was really good. Like, it was a very, very good episode. Solid from start to finish.
Yeah, it got me really excited. It got me wanting to, like I'm saying, like, I can't wait for next Wednesday. I need to know what's going on. This is our build to Revolution, and I'm excited. Like, we finally got our build to Revolution, so I can't wait. I don't know what else we're gonna get at Revolution, but I'm excited. So
yeah, so next week will be the Hotlanta episode of Dynamite, and the week after will be the Go Home Show. And guys, just a reminder, the week after is going to be our official Revolution preview and prediction show. So it's going to be a little bit different. We're gonna touch base on Dynamite that week, but we're going to do our full predictions. Me and Tiff, you guys know how we go at it each and every single pay-per-view with our picks. She's still the pick queen as it stands. So we'll see if I can dethrone her with that pay-per-view. So we'll do our predictions.
I'm too ahead of you.
We'll see. We'll see. I'll see if I can make a big comeback.
The queen. Where's my crown?
Or maybe we start fresh because they restarted their records. Maybe we start fresh, you know? We go buy the 4 pay-per-views.
I am the queen of 2019 then.
Okay,
so
fine. So we're starting fresh.
All right, we're going to start fresh. We'll start.
Other than that, guys, I don't have anything else written down. We didn't watch Dark. I heard it was good. We'll have to go back and watch it.
I mean, with being the elite, I mean, it was just really funny when a lot of oh my God, me, April, and Ray were dying over the fact that being the elite with the environmental shirt. We were just dying. Merch freak and stuff, that with the bottles of water. I feel like I need
It was so, like, it was funny, poorly done. You know what I mean? Like, it was so corny. Like, the camera cuts were so bad, but that's what makes it good. You know what I mean? A lot of people are criticizing, like, oh, those were crappy camera cuts. You know, they have AEW money now. They should be able to do something better. I'm like, they do that on purpose.
Yeah. You have to go back. You know, you guys, if you haven't started from the beginning, I really suggest you start from the beginning so you can understand from the beginning of how being the elite is. It will give you a real appreciation of being the elite, of what it used to be when they were in Ring of Honor, when they were in New Japan, and how it just started out of them just vlogging, you know, them traveling, how it was in the airports, and Fat Mazza was involved, and, you know, you see other wrestlers involved that aren't in AEW, and it's just, it's very entertaining, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact when they kind of go back to old school bits that they used to do. So I'm loving the bits. I'm loving right now. I love how, like, Kip Sabian and Scorpio Sky were talking, and then Scorpio Sky did "Do ya?" to Sabian, and then Frankie's like, "What are you doing?" And then he was like, "Do ya?" And then
he fell on the wall like sideways.
I was dead. I was dying. I was like, "This is the greatest thing ever." So, what else did we get? We got the oh my God, when they were walking around in the space camp.
Yep.
Who was it that Nick was like, "Oh, I could see Uranus."
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, so we have some, like, classic vlog footage.
Yeah.
Vlog Cutler footage.
But what else? The whole Brandon Cutler. Yeah. With him, with Sammy.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just so funny because, like, you can tell that Cutler's such a nice guy. I mean, Kyle, we got to hang out with him.
Who's that weirdo they had in the closet there? Who is that? I couldn't figure it out who. I'm like, is this like an indie wrestler I don't know about? Like, I had no idea who the hell that was.
April, we're talking. Ray, I know you're in the chat. What were you saying? It was kind of, I mean, I wasn't really catching on. But Ray and April were talking about it in our 3-way chat about him. But it was really funny. Like, it was a parody. It was obvious. It was a parody that they were making fun of. But I didn't get it because, again, I stopped watching wrestling for a very long time before I got back into it again. So, but I was cracking up with the whole cards and all that stuff. So
I did like the part where not that, but where Matt was. It was kind of like his head. You can hear what was being said in his head.
Yes.
And we had like the side footage of. We saw the promo on AEW TV where he took the beer. Then we saw what he did with the beer after.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he said it was a parody of Walter Mercado.
Okay. Well, I have no idea what the hell that is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm a little lost with that too. So again, like I know a lot of stuff in indies and things like that, but I don't know everything.
You don't? Do ya?
Yo, the Orange Cassidy bit with that he was sitting with Arthur and Trevor, that they're pointing at him, telling him that he's like a sloth and that they didn't like the whole.
Basically, what all the troll fans that hate Orange Cassidy say.
Best is like, what was it that they gave him the finger? I love that part. And then wait, there was another part. When Hangman Page with the beer.
Yeah.
When he went and he was like, "Where's Private Party?"
Yeah.
And then he like throws the $12 at Trent, and then he like puts it in his pocket and just like walks out. So, and then I saw that our boy Isaiah put a tweet out. I was dying. I was like, I love Private Party. I love my voice, but he was a little bad about his $12. So where's that tweet?
Yeah, just being drunk and belligerent, basically. So
I love it.
It was a good episode. I liked it. It was funny.
Oh yeah, he just said time for my $12, but I can't wait to see what we're gonna continue with these guys. I love Private Party so much.
Yeah.
It was good being the elite. I love it. It's entertaining. So.
What'd you say?
I said I love being the elite.
Do ya?
I've lost my mind, guys.
Sorry if we just ruined people's ears there, but anyways, guys, No Holds Barred Network is going to do a double feature today. It's not going to be on YouTube double feature, but we're doing a double podcast today. So the Master's Degree is actually going live for its first time, and that will be at 4:30. So in 2 hours, join us back on Spreaker.com/NHBWP. That's the link to get to our Spreaker. You can download the free app. It's on Android and Apple devices. I'll be live on there on Spreaker doing my Master's Degree episode, but I'll be joined by a special guest. Our friend of the network, the Queen of NE, will be joining me on that episode. So the King and Queen coming together for that Master's Degree episode. So it's going to be great. Gonna talk some, got some WWE talk on there, AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor. Got some news about all that. Gonna be giving you guys our 2 cents around that. So you're gonna want to join that. It'll be in 2 hours on Spreaker.com/NHBWP is where you can find every network show on there for on-the-go purposes, and where I'm going to be going live at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. So check that out.
Check it out.
Woo!
Sunday, I am doing another Under the Ropes around, I think we said 4 p.m. There'll be a thumbnail going out soon once wonderful Kyle makes all that stuff for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna have Frankie Z on the podcast. We're gonna he's got a street match with NXZN, which you guys saw one of the episodes that I've done with him. So he's a promoter of IWA. So we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to cover. So he's coming back on the podcast on Sunday. And if you guys missed my interview with Lucky 13, list the husbands. He needs to be moved up the list because he was flexing at me at the podcast.
Too many.
Listen, do not put your 2 cents in about my list of husbands. I don't want to hear it. Okay.
Literally, like if this was her list, it'd be like this.
Shut up. All right.
This is Tiffany's list here. Just keep going and on and on and on and on and on and on and on. You need to hang on. That's what you need to do. Shorten it to this.
So just have like a number 1 husband or a top 3.
Something like that. I don't know. Sorry.
I'm the creator. I make all the decisions on the list of husbands, and he's hot, and that's it. He flexed. That's it. The Italian in me is coming.
The Italian. Anywho. Guys, thank you for joining. And make sure you are following that podcast on Twitter at AllEpod. Make sure you are following us on the Insta. Insta is pretty cool. Cool picture sharing social media. We're on there. Make sure that you're going to follow that, AllEpod. And liking us on Facebook at AllEpodcast. You can also follow myself and Tiffany at Real Kyle Masters right above myself right there. And you can follow Tiffany right above her at Loves to Dream 82 on the Twitter. If you guys want to follow us on the go and listen to us on the go, we're available on lots of platforms such as iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Player FM, CastBox, Podcast Addict, Deezer, Pocket Cast, Overcast. A lot of cast type apps. You can find the No Holds Barred Network. Search it, and you can find the All Elite podcast on there. Thank you very much to These Wolves. Each and every single week, they provide us with the song Dead to Me, which is our official theme song of this podcast. So thank you, Darren, and to These Wolves. They provide actually a couple other songs for other shows on this podcast. Thank you very much. We do appreciate that. Guys, go give them a follow on their social media links and Spotify and Google Play Music. Go download their stuff and listen to them. Great band, as always. They also have a t-shirt on our t-shirt store, our wonderful t-shirt store, which the link is located down in the YouTube description below, guys. They have a shirt on there, These Wolves, Music for the Elite. Awesome stuff, guys. They have a shirt on there, and with everything on that website, all proceeds are donated to the benefit of Culture City Charity. Culture City is a nonprofit dedicated to fighting for the inclusion and acceptance of all individuals, regardless of their unique abilities, at all AEW events. So go check that out and support AEW, and mainly support the All Elite podcast. Yeah. No, we do that at the beginning. It's
Well,
too
I'm
late.
being different, and I'm being.
You are
whatever.
different.
I am. You love me. You're stuck.
Yeah, I guess. Anywho, Rehu. Guys, that's going to wrap it up for this week's All Elite podcast. Thank you very much for tuning live. If you're tuning live right here on youtube.com/the No Holds Barred Network, you participate in the chat. We do appreciate it all. Make sure you are hitting that like button, subscribing to the network, and dropping a comment down below. Drop a comment about how you liked AEW this week, how you liked this podcast. Any bit helps. Thank you very much for tuning back and listening to us and downloading us on the go. If you are one of those people, we appreciate you folks as well. That's going to wrap it up for this episode, guys. Episode number 68 of the All Elite podcast right here on the No Holds Barred Network, which is your source for all wrestling podcast content and more. And I'm your CEO and host of this podcast, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters. I'll see you guys in 2 hours on the Master's Degree podcast. Make sure you check that out live. But on this podcast, most importantly, I am joined by the woman of many names. She is the EVP of Giggles. She is a heartbreak chick herself and the queen of the indies and probably the Exalted One, Tiffany. Tiffany, a.k.a. the Exalted One, say bye to the people. Make sure you tell them to join the Dark Order.
I will join the Dark Order.
See? Told you. And we'll see you guys next week.
I don't know how the story